Hello, Morongo Basin, and listeners around the world online at Z107.7 FM.com. Here is the Z107.7 Local News for Thursday, May 8th, 2025. New details have been released in the deputy-involved shooting that occurred in Yucca Valley on Monday. According to a press release issued by the San Bernardino County Sheriff's Department, on Monday night at around 11 p.m., they received a call from the suspect, who they identified as Graham Michael Lee Bell, a 30-year-old resident of Yucca Valley. The Sheriff's Department says that Bell claimed he had shot and killed someone. Deputies responded to the area of Joshua Lane and Joshua Drive in Yucca Valley, and in an open desert area, located Bell, who they say was armed with a handgun. Deputies say Bell ignored commands to drop his weapon and then fired his gun, at which point deputies returned fire, striking Bell. Deputies say they began life-saving measures until paramedics arrived and took Bell to a hospital where he is currently being treated. Deputies say they searched the area, but did not locate a murder victim. Detectives from the Sheriff's Specialized Investigations Division responded and assumed the investigation. Anyone with information regarding this incident is urged to contact the Specialized Investigations Division at 909-890-4904. Tuesday night's Yucca Valley Town Council meeting included a lengthy update on the Yucca Valley Animal Shelter, which has met with significant public comment. Here is reporter Adeline J. Wells with more.
The latter half of Tuesday night's Yucca Valley Town Council meeting concerned the second update on the 90-day operational review of the Yucca Valley Animal Shelter. The review was announced in March following an increase in public concern at meetings over shelter practices and policies. Town staff provided the first interim update at the meeting on April 1st. Deputy Town Manager Shane Stuckel presented the update, highlighting actions taken in the past 60 days to improve operations. These include weekly online updates of adoptable animals, reviewing data processes, and making the animals at the impound kennel available for public viewing. Stuckel said the town plans to schedule its first low-cost spay-neuter clinic between May and June, and has contacted over 600 rescue groups, of which there have been 8 potential connections for partnership. Stuckel said that the town has advertised and received applications for additional staff, 1 full-time animal shelter specialist/animal control officer 1, and 3 part-time temporary kennel positions. Human Resources has been evaluating policy to create a volunteer program with requirements such as background checks and insurance through the town. Stuckel also addressed the lack of space and presented phasing out owner turn-ins and after-hours kennels as a potential solution, in line with several other regional shelters. Over 20 comments from attendees followed the presentation, which extended into the general public comment period at the end of the meeting. Several speakers responded positively to the changes already implemented and on the horizon, especially the additional staff and support of spay-neuter programs. However, some again raised concerns about shelter management, as expressed by Pioneertown resident Greg Herring.
I was amazed at what I heard tonight in a good way. I was glad to hear it. One of the things that I didn't hear as part of the review process is the animal shelter staffed with the right people in the right positions. And many of us here in the community feel that the person managing this shelter is not going to be the right person to continue to sustain the changes, these awesome, wonderful changes that I see going on right now.
The suggestion of phasing out owner turn-ins and the after-hours kennels was met with general disapproval from the community, as were the complexities surrounding a volunteer program, as noted by Christy Carter.
I volunteer at the No Kill Shelter, and I walk dogs. And it's simple. It's not a big deal. You show up, you sign in. First time you go, you have to fill a waiver, and it's separate than any other volunteer stuff. It's just walking dogs.
Overall, the council did not favor eliminating owner turn-in and the after-hours kennels, though they remained open to modifying the programs. Solutions presented by Mayor Pro Tem Abel included adding a keypad to the kennel and gathering more information about animals turned in, which the public responded to favorably. However, the discussion was also met with several contentious points, such as when Councilmember Lombardo affirmed his support of the shelter manager.
Everybody is redeemable. I work for the president. I think that if given the right circumstances and operational instructions, and so I think that he should be given an opportunity at least to either address this and make it right.
Town staff will present the complete operational review to the council at their meeting on June 3rd. Reporting for Z107.7, this is Adeline J. Wells.
The Copper Mountain College Board of Trustees meets in regular session today to meet new employees, receive division reports, and receive a presentation about the Math, Engineering, Science Achievement Program. The board will also review draft procedures for responding to discrimination and harassment complaints. The board meets in regular session today at 3 p.m. at the Copper Mountain College's Bell Center, located at 6162 Rotary Way in Joshua Tree. If you are doing some spring cleaning and want to find a new home for books that are collecting dust, online news editor Robert Hayden has a spot you can drop them off where they are sure to do some good.
The Friends of the Yucca Valley Library are looking for gently used books for their bookshop inside the library. Books of any amount and genre are accepted, but please skip the encyclopedias. The donations can be dropped off at the Yucca Valley Library branch, located on Joshua Lane and 29 Palms Highway. The library is open from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday through Wednesdays, 10 to 6 on Thursday, and 9 to 5 on Saturdays. If you stop by today, it's Thrifty Thursdays for seniors, where it's buy one, get one on all books and DVDs, and prices start as low as $1, and all proceeds from purchases and your donations go to support the library and its special programs. You can find out more about the Friends of the Yucca Valley Library at www.yuccavalleyfol.org. Reporting for Z107.7 News, I'm Robert Hayden.
Copper Mountain College is holding their annual hiring fair today, beginning at 11 a.m. Job seekers and those just keen to explore new opportunities should head to the school's Bell Center to meet with institutions and employers from the Morongo Basin, as well as from across San Bernardino and Riverside counties. The event runs from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. today at Copper Mountain College's Bell Center, located at 6162 Rotary Way in Joshua Tree. The skies over our unique desert are full of wonders, mysteries, and discoveries. On tomorrow's Z107.7 Up Close show, aeronautical and astronautical engineer Dr. Gary Blackwood will guide us across the stars and planets, where and when we can see them. Blackwood will also talk with host Gary Daigneault about his work as the program manager for the NASA Exoplanet Exploration Program at the Jet Propulsion Laboratory. The science in our night skies is the topic of the Z107.7 Up Close show Friday morning at 10 a.m. on Z107.7. The show is available as a podcast later on in the day at Z107.7fm.com. Join landscape designer and ISA certified arborist Marina Wagner for Saturdays in the Sand this Saturday at the Morongo Basin Historical Museum, where she will be exploring the evolving work of ecological restoration in the Morongo Basin. Drawing from her nursery experience with the Mojave Desert Land Trust and her current arborist work, Wagner will discuss her work tracking Western Joshua Tree populations, monitoring restoration sites, and navigating the unique challenges of landscaping in the desert environment. The event is this Saturday at 11 a.m. at the Morongo Basin Historical Museum, located at 632 Landers Lane in Landers. You can RSVP at a link in this story at z1077fm.com. And finally, the 29 Palms High School boys varsity tennis team hosted the Lancers of Lakeside High School yesterday in the first round of CIF playoffs. The Wildcats won 13-5. In singles action, Jeremy Burks swept all three of his sets. In doubles action, the team of Michael Acosta and Ryan Wong won 2 sets. The Wildcats move to the second round of CIF playoffs tomorrow. That's our local news. Hear local news 7 times a day, 7 days a week at 7, 8, 9, noon, 4, 5, and 6. If you hear about news happening, let us know. Email us at tips@z1077fm.com. Reporting for the Morongo Basin News Leader, the award-winning Z107.7 Local News, I'm News Director Jeff Harmatz.